Hello my friends, we're back with another new watch day. It's been a while because I've been lazy, busy with work, really. I actually purchased this one like 2 or 3 months ago, and it's been sitting right over there waiting for me to get to it and shoot a bit of an unboxing and a first look on this. You've seen the thumbnail and the title of the video. This is the Casio G-Shock Manga limited edition. It's a fun one. They did a white and a light blue. I went with the white. Looked a bit more like it was plucked off the page of a comic book to me, personally. Paying over retail for a G-Shock is apparently a thing, though. This is something I never saw myself doing. At release, this was $180 US, though it wasn't available in America. This is a Japanese limited release, so JDM, and the only way to get it was from a reseller or a JDM seller, but it quickly sold out. So this is not available anymore outside of the secondary market. I didn't pay $180 for this. I paid $244 US for this from a seller on eBay, but that was a few months ago. I guess it's gaining in popularity a little bit because recent eBay listings within the last month, I'm seeing them go for anywhere between $390 and $500. Your mileage may vary on this stuff. Keep an eye out for a deal on eBay if you like the looks of this thing. I haven't seen it yet. I've shown a lot of restraint because I have wanted to take a peek, but I want to get my reaction on camera. Here's a look at the barcode and the reference number for you. So this is the GA-2100MNG-7AJR. Catchy, right? Let's go ahead and get a top-down look at this. I'm going to set up the camera. Let's unbox it and see what all the fuss is about. And here we are greeted with a boring, plain brown cardboard box with a little bit of information on the back that you kind of already saw. So we're not going to spend too much time here. Recycled paper, minding the environment. Thanks, Casio, I guess. That's the smart thing to do. And when we open this up, we are greeted with a box inside a box. But it's a segmented box. And we got a little bit of paperwork here. So this would be your standard kind of instructions and setup and all that stuff. I mean, let's be honest, this is a GA-2100 module. So we're looking at a Casio here. There's plenty of videos out there to walk you through setting that up and going through all the functions. You can scan that QR code and see what comes up if you want to. Have fun with that. I'm not going to because I have one of these. It's the original kind of blacked out one that always makes you say, hey, what time is it? Because it's really hard to read. This should improve upon that. And the packaging, I can say, already improves upon that. Could they have done a little bit more? Sure. They could have done a little bit more. But you know who did do a little bit more? The shop owner that I ordered this through. This was included in the shipping box. And I just want to show it to you because if anybody out there is building a business, stuff like this really matters to your end user. He included a very nice handwritten note. Thank you, Daisuke. Arigato to you as well. Probably butchered the pronunciation on both of those words. So sorry if I mispronounced your name, but thank you for this and for including a nice little origami swan in the package. I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but it's not going directly in the trash because this is fantastic. And don't think I didn't notice the color coordination between your origami paper and the envelope there. Very cool. Thank you so much. Back to the box, right? So this gives you a look at kind of what lies inside. This is the manga edition inspired by manga artwork and animation. Big deal in Japan, here in the States as well. I know my 11-year-old daughter has recently gotten into a lot of anime stuff. So this is a cool one for a couple of different reasons. We got front of the box here. Everything's kind of drawn. We got some, I assume that's the Japanese version of a bang or a pow or a thwap, you know, something like that. And then it's just a really cool themed box all the way around. And then when we open up this box, inside should be something that's pretty fun. And yeah, that's amazing. Okay, so I hope this comes through on camera like it comes through in person, but the standard G-Shock, you know, the plastic, the resin that it's made out of gives it like that perfect kind of matte finish to look like this is drawn onto a piece of paper. I can't wait to get this thing on wrist. It's going to be a fun wear. I can already tell you that this is going to stay in the collection for quite some time. Let's go ahead and get our little Casio high quality paper roll out of there to keep its shape. And here we are. We got the carbon core guard. We got all of our stuff, our hang tags, all of that. I can say that if I were to change something, it would probably be this pin buckle. I would love to see a black pin buckle on here. That's just me being selfish because everything else about this watch looks pretty great. And I can say that this is way more legible than my black Casio. So you can see what's going on here, right? You got your central hands for hours and minutes, your little sub dial at 9 o'clock there with a genius little speech bubble as the hand or the pointer. That's going to indicate your day of the week. And then your infamous, barely readable digital display that shows your date on the top there and your running seconds on the bottom. Well, that's the setting that this is on anyway. Again, not going to go through setting this and going through that whole rigmarole right now. I'll do that a little bit later off camera, probably before I put it on wrist. Here, let me bring the toothpick pointer in here so I can point out some of the stuff that I'm seeing. However they print transferred the dots on here really evokes kind of the imagery of that artwork that they're going for. I love that. I know this is a manga edition, but I'm a comic book fan. This reminds me a lot of comic book art, which is one of the reasons I was really attracted to this. I love the white. The white is fantastic. It pops. It's great. It's highly legible. It's going to be easy to read when it's on your wrist. Day or night, I imagine. You got a little bit of a backlight there to help you out at nighttime, so that's cool. And just the way that everything is outlined. Yeah, I mean, you got the thick black outline all the way down the strap. They really wanted to make this thing look like it was made out of paper. Now, I know that there are other watches out there kind of designed like this. One in particular is more of a integrated bracelet sports watch kind of style, and that one even goes a little bit further than this. But I love a G-Shock. The font that they used around the bezel here is perfect. I absolutely love it. It's not much different than their standard font. It might actually be pretty much the same as the standard font that they use, but you got that kind of off-center drop shadow look to it, which is awesome. Down here, you actually have some breaks in the dot pattern, so it's a little imperfect, which I think is fantastic. Like if it needed any more character, right? But it has it. It has character in spades. And because it's a Casio, it is going to be a big boy, but it's not super thick. So it should wear really nicely. Let me go ahead and get the budget digital calipers out so we can do some measurements on this boy. And here we are. For reference, if you ever want a pair of digital calipers and you don't want to spend a whole lot of money, but you do like getting some pretty precise measurements on things, just pick up a pair from Home Depot. They work just fine. Like, we are not engineers manufacturing the high tolerances here. We're just measuring some watch cases for kicks. So let's get into our diameter. Case diameter on this. I don't care what it says online. I'm going to trust my own measurements. We are at 45.09 millimeters. So we're almost bang on 45. If we let the strap fall down, we can kind of get a bit of a lug-to-lug measurement here. And the wear on that is going to be, I mean, it's pretty big. We're at 52.64, so just over 52 lug-to-lug. But the thing that's going to make this wear really nicely, aside from the material that it's made of, because it's going to be nice and light, like all G-Shocks are, is that this is not very thick. Like we're just over 11.5 millimeters there. Tons of functionality, right? Your standard G-Shock, bunch of complications. You got a couple of different time zones in here. You got what you got? You got your light, you got your stopwatch, you got your day of the week, you got your date. It's going to keep track of all of that stuff, and it's going to be darn near shock proof, definitely shock resistant, and 200 meters of water resistance. So this is going to take pretty much all that you can throw at it, but I'm not going to throw too much at this because I don't want that paint rubbing off too quickly. I want to wear this for quite some time to come. I see this being in the collection and something I strap to the wrist fairly often, and I look forward to wearing the heck out of this thing until it needs multiple replacement batteries. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's get it on wrist and see how it looks. But not quite yet, because I just realized I forgot to get a shot of the case back. So here's that. We got a bit of a spec sheet, a boom pow graphic. It's a cool looking one. Okay, now for the on-wrist stuff. And here we are with the G-Shock Manga on my gorilla-sized 8-inch wrist. It's proportionate. It looks good. There's plenty of room. I have a couple of holes. I've got 3 holes left on the strap there. So if you have a 8.25-ish inch wrist, this is probably good. Any more than that, I'm not sure. You're going to be stretching to the ends of that bracelet there, but this is how it looks. I think it's fantastic. It looks fake. Like up close, it looks like a watch with very intentful design. Like I appreciate that. But from 5 feet away, 10 feet away, it looks fake, and I have a feeling this is going to be a conversation starter. The 3 things I would change about this, because no watch is perfect, right? I would love to see, like I said before, a black pin buckle. And also the keeper has no outlining on it. I wish there was a little bit more going on with the keeper, or just make the keeper black as well. Like bring in one of those accent colors. Last thing that I'd really like to see that would kind of send it over the top is if the pushers on the side of the case, if those pushers were black as well. That would be super cool if those pushers were black. But here it is up close, so you can see in all of its animated, hand-drawn, not really hand-drawn, but you know what I'm saying, glory. Let's get back to my face for some final thoughts. So much of this hobby is subjective, and this is especially polarizing. So what kind of objective things can we say about this? From Casio's perspective, mission accomplished, right? They accomplished what they were trying to accomplish. This is a manga-inspired G-Shock that evokes the animation style. If that's your style, if that's something that you like, you will objectively not be disappointed with this watch. When you get it and you open it up, it delivers on the expectations that you have for it. So no reservations there. From a price point perspective, I didn't think that paying $64 over retail for a G-Shock would be worth it. For me, completely worth it. Now, at current prices in the $400 to $500 range, that's completely up to you. That might sound crazy to you, and rightfully so. And it might sound like a bargain or a steal for a limited edition watch that's really not available anymore, definitely not straight from the manufacturer. And I doubt there's ever going to be a reissue. If there is a reissue, it's probably going to be a little bit different. So if you like one of the colorways, this one or that light blue, go for it if you have the budget. If you're just looking to kind of scratch the itch of a Casio, a GA-2100, stay away from this. Buy one of the cheaper ones for $100, $150, whatever it is. You can get your kicks for much cheaper, I promise. But speaking of kicks, this is objectively, not subjectively, this is objectively fun. And that is one of the things that I am prioritizing in my watch collecting these days. Just having a blast with it. And I don't know if I can have a whole lot more fun with any watch in my collection. Again, it just feels like it was plucked off the page of a comic book and I put it on my wrist. That's awesome. I'm looking forward to wearing it out because I have a feeling that non-watch people will notice this and pay attention to it and even ask about it every once in a while. This is most definitely going to be a conversation starter. Whether or not those people are people that I want to be having conversations with is yet to be seen. We'll see. But for now, worthwhile purchase. If you can pick it up for under, I don't know, $300 US, that's something that's in your budget and you're thinking about giving this a shot, I'd say go for it. Because if you can find a deal like that, then you'll probably be able to get your money back for it, no problem, if you don't end up liking it. Once it gets up into that $400 to $500 range, the value prop is really shaky. The people that got them at release for original retail price, lucky people. You know, lucky you. You got in when everybody else was sleeping on it. But there's your look at the Casio G-Shock Manga. Do you like it? Am I crazy for liking it? What do you think about this thing? Let me know down in the comments. I'm looking forward to hearing what you think. Yeah, that's it. I have no clever outro, so we'll see you guys next time.